All right, so we've learned all the setup, stance, and strides. Now, how do we put it all together and how do we make it to muscle memory? We're gonna give you some training guides and some training tools to groove it to muscle memory. Now, the caveat I love to say is that there's no one perfect swing. That's the beauty. And baseball is a game of adjustments. So if something's not working, you can make an adjustment now to your setup, stance, or stride, or some combination of all three. That's the beauty of this training system. That's the beauty of the Stride Right mat, is you can be systematic about it. And when you're back at home working on your tee work or on your front toss or on your live pitching, you can be systematic. So hitting starts from the ground up. So how do you train this and groove this to muscle memory? Well, the first thing is your dry loads, and you see it on the on deck circle. Even before you take a swing, you need to feel your load. So I'm gonna go with a B1, D5, open, somewhat balanced, open, but somewhat, you know, not too narrow, not too wide. I'm gonna choose this for my setup and stance. And I'm just gonna do a stride to A6, excuse me. So D5, A6, this is gonna be my load work. So all you're doing is you're practicing your stride and you're practicing your load. Boom. D5, A6, D5, A6. Feel how that momentum transfers. You should be very comfortable in this. And do this about 10 or 20 times before you start swinging, whatever stance you choose. Let's try another one. Let's go C1, C5, and let's just do a B6. Feel how that weight transfers from your back foot to your front foot, and then get your hands involved. C1, C5, B6. Feel that momentum. Feel those hands where they need to be in the slot when the pitch is coming. Bam. The next step is we're gonna do dry swings. So we're gonna involve a swing after the load. So let's try a new stance. I'm gonna go C1, D5, and I'm gonna stride to B6. I'm gonna go from a dry load into some swings. D5, B6, D5, B6. And now I'm gonna just do a slow motion swing to feel the bat path and kind of feel how that weight transfers. Back foot in C1, front foot D5, B6. You wanna be long through the zone. Finish up here. Now I'm gonna go full swing here. C1, D5, B6. B1, D5, stride to B6, full swing. Get that going. C1, D5, B6, a little out of shape. Here we go. The next drill we're gonna use to groove your new setup, stance, and stride to muscle memory, or whatever stance and stride you are working on to muscle memory, we're gonna start doing tee work. First a dry load, then do some dry swings, move to tee work. Now, the tee, I'm gonna take 10 balls to the right field, and where that ball is in your stance, when you're taking a ball to the opposite field, you wanna hit that ball slightly behind the middle of your body. So when you line up the tee, line it up on these lines. So I'm gonna go, it's gonna be around line 3 for me. So my back foot's in B1, front foot in C5. I'm gonna line that baseball pretty much in line 3. Try not to drop it here. So the POV is nice here. I'm gonna go a little outside because we know those umpires like to call that outside pitch a strike. Oh, they definitely call that a strike. That's actually a little too far back. You probably wanna hit it right there. Yeah, that's about right. So this will be your contact point. And you can see that will go to right field there, or the opposite field. That's a far outside pitch, and with the outside pitch, you want to go to the opposite field. Back foot B1, front foot C5, striding to B6. Now I'm not going to swing full today because I didn't set up my net. I'm just going to swing over the ball and go slow motion with it. That's going to be your contact point. And bam, into your net. You're going to set up your net right here. Back foot B1, front foot C5. Reload, bam. right into the net. Your net's gonna be right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're gonna take, you can go as many as you want, how detailed you want. If you want to do right center, then this pitch is gonna get hit up a little more up in your stance. Actually, even a little more, I'm bigger. So this is gonna be in between 4 and 5. Yeah, that looks good. So that's gonna go to right center field, the opposite field. That's the contact point right there. Set up your net accordingly. Back foot B1, front foot C5. Actually, I'm gonna have to hit this ball even a little bit more out in front. It's gonna be closer to 5. Slow-mo. That's the contact point. Boom. B1, C5. Let it rip. Aiming for right center. Opposite field. I'm gonna swing over this. It's really hard not to want to hit the ball. Oh. All right, now we're gonna take the middle pitch. And once again, you can kind of see how this ball moves and where you need to hit it according to your stance on where the pitch is. So the more the pitch is closer to you, the more out front you have to hit it. All right, this pitch is going, this is just a little outside pitch. So you're gonna wanna take this, you can take this up the middle or a little bit to right field. It's getting slow-mo. I'm gonna show you the contact point. C5, B6. That ball's lined up in between 5 and 6. Bam, that's your contact point. Moving further, let's put this down the middle. Where do you want to hit the ball that's right down the middle? I'm gonna move this tee up a little bit as well. I'm a bigger dude. Oh yeah, that's right where I like it. I'm actually gonna want to get these hands extended a little bit more though. Now this pitch, I kind of want to pull it because that's like that's your home run swing. So I'd probably want to hit that. That's getting in on me a little bit. So I'm probably gonna want to hit that further out front if I'm gonna want to pull it. But if you want to drive that up the middle, that's perfect. So I'm gonna show you slow-mo contact point, back foot B1, front foot C5. Striding to B6, you're gonna drive your hands inside like this. If you ever watch a slow-mo video of pro hitters, that's where they hit it. That's what their hands look like. That's how they hit it, right in the sweet spot. And it's gonna go right up the middle. Slow-mo for you. So you can see how T-drills can help you work on how to hit the ball in different areas and where you want to hit it. So if you want to hit this down the middle pitch and you want to work hitting it up the middle, do it. Set up your net the right way, set it up right in front of you, and just work those hands on the inside. Now, if you want to work on pulling this pitch, you need to hit the ball more out in front. So I'm going to put this up here, just off the front of the mat. Oh yeah, that ball would get smoked. I would set up my net over here because I'm pulling this. B1, C5. I'm gonna show you what this looks like if I want to pull this down the middle pitch. You know, I'd recommend the down the middle pitch. You do, in the game, you do try to hit it out. I mean, this is your cookie pitch, as they say. This is what you want. It's what you dream of. B1, C5. Trying to B6. Oh yeah, just get a little underneath it. That's going really, really far. I want to get into live batting practice to show you guys. We're getting a cage here soon for y'all. But yeah, if you want to practice your home run pitch, get that ball out in front. Let your hands get extended. When your hands get extended, oh yeah, that's where your power comes from. B1, C5, striding to B6. Drive that down the middle pitch to left field. Now we're getting the fun part. If you want to work on pulling the ball. So now we're working on some inside pitches. I'm gonna leave this pitch. Remember, we got to set up in the same spot every time to work on this correctly. B1, C5, go into B6, and we let the tee work on our hands by how we move it. So this ball is gonna get pulled. I'm gonna try to hit it to left field. I don't wanna hook this foul, so net's up here. B1, C5, trying to B6. Yeah, that's it. That's the spot. That's gone. That's gone. B6, bam. And then finally, if we really want to work on pulling the ball, really inside pitch. I mean, this is going to get hooked foul most of the time. If you hit it that far out in front on the inside pitch, you might be able to keep it fair if you really bring your hands on the inside there. But I'm going to set up my net. I'm going to show you how to try to keep this ball fair, because hey, if you come around that, yeah, that's killing someone's grandmother in the fans sitting watching the game. So to keep this ball fair, B1, C5, trying to B6, drive those hands in and keep that ball fair. See, I'm driving it in, pulling my hands in. Now work on that and work on hitting it into the net right there. See how that's different from coming around? See, it's just the angle of the hands. And that's where that fist comes in. That punching fist. That's a brief overview on how to work the tee. The last drill I want to show you is the high tee drill. We worked on this at Missouri State, where I played baseball at. This kind of keeps your hands on top of the ball, and you want to hit in the back of the cage. So you set up your net, you just want to hit it straight. I'm not going to hit it again, but B1, C5, striding to B6. That's what it looks like. That's where your hands are. That's how you hit that pitch to the back of the wall. Just works on good mechanics. So do a few of those. Showed you how to hit probably 50 balls off the tee. You don't have to do that many. You can do a couple, or you can just set up down the middle, work on hitting it up the middle. You can do the high tee work on working your hands up the middle, and working your setup, stance, and stride, and grooving it to muscle memory so you get that in-game success. So back foot B1, front foot C5, stride into B6. You don't want to be flying out. Don't fly to E6. We don't like E6. That's an error. Okay, so we've gone through dry loads. Do 10 of those. We've done dry swings, do about 10 of those. Tee work, you can do anywhere from 10 to 50. A lot of you players will be set up at home or in your hitting station, wherever you have it set up. That's where you're going to want to practice your tee work. Now, if you have another partner, we can incorporate a front toss. That is where someone, your partner, or whoever can throw to you, or whoever can throw soft toss, is going to sit either behind an L screen, behind a screen if they can, and flip balls to you to hit, or they can sit off to the side or stand off to the side where they won't be hit. And if you have your net here, you can work on just driving it into the net. They're flipping it. You know, we saw the contact points where you want to hit the ball with the tee work. So you're going to want to hit, you know, that down the middle pitch about right there. Have them front toss it to about right here and hit it into the net there. So front toss, if you've got a partner, you can do about 10, 20, 30 of those. If you don't have a partner, it's just dry loads, dry swings, and tee work. The last part, if you do have a partner, and depending on your equipment, if you have a batting cage and an L screen, you can do live batting practice. That's ideal. That's ideal. That's where you can get the most work in. You're tracking a baseball, you're timing a baseball. All these are important in developing your swing, but at the end of the day, batting practice is king. So if you have a partner, or if you're at practice, you can use the Stride Right mat wherever you have it set up, and the pitcher will be behind an L screen or wearing a glove, and they'll just throw batting practice. You try to throw strikes and you hit where the ball's pitched. Now, you see how to hit depending on where the ball's pitched, and you can see how you can take different pitches different ways. But that is how you groove your setup, stance, and stride to muscle memory. That is how you find in-game success. You train on the mat, then when you go to the game, your setup, stance, and stride should be like second nature, and you don't have to think about it. But at home, that's where you do your training, that's where you groove it, that's where you make your adjustments. That's how you find, adjust, and groove. Using the Stride Right mat and the Stride Right mat training system, we're going to hit better from the ground up. Most importantly, the #1 training exercise for Stride Right mats and the Stride Right mat training system is to have fun. Why are we playing baseball if we're not having fun? I loved getting better at baseball. I loved hitting baseballs. I loved taking out frustration on the baseball. Nothing's better than just puring a baseball, especially when you get to hit on the field or batting practice and get to see the ball fly. But it's still satisfying in hitting good tee work. It's still satisfying feeling good with your loads and your dry swings and your front toss or your tee work. But once it's in the game and you have fun with it and you see your success, baseball's a great game. So is softball. I wish you the best. I hope you guys become good hitters, become the best you can be. And I hope you get to hit a home run one day and get to feel that feeling. I hope you get to pure baseball and have it whiz into the outfield, into the fence, and round those bases. I miss the days I got to do that. But thank you for letting me share this time with you. It's really fun to be able to get to share my knowledge using the Stride Rite mat, getting to instill my knowledge of, once again,